Good morning. You got something you want to say to me?
Thanks a lot.
Why?
That tune is in my head and it will not go away.
Well, I guarantee you there's at least 100 of our subscribers right now going, what do we do with the drunken cedars? What do we do with the drunken cedars? But I do have one little thing that's bothering me. Somebody in the comment section said they loved the tune until I got to the point of where I cussed. Bullshit is now cussing, or is that just a self-righteous person? Because I think the Bible says, don't be righteous over much. Well, isn't that being righteous over much?
Well, you say that word all the time, so obviously they don't watch our videos to hear you using that word all the time.
Apparently. That's a big apparent. Yes, guys.
Yeah.
I had a hell of a time doing that video, and if you're interested, let us know, because we got
Hundreds of hours.
and oodles of hours, because I screwed up a lot.
A lot of outtakes, and we were learning how to work with a green screen, so we have hundreds of hours of outtakes that some are pretty funny, so we might try to condense it down to just the funniest ones.
But, like Armageddon, that's coming soon.
But at least all of you know why he was growing the beard now.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, the very, very, very first take we did really turned out good. The beard was short, and we sent it off to the Mudbloods, and things just didn't work out as well as everybody had hoped. And in the meantime, the beard grew longer and longer, and now you see what the final result was.
Well, yeah. So, note to anyone just learning how to use a green screen, do not use a kind of light green sheet without some good lighting, because every wrinkle and shadow will show and it will mess up your green screen and background. So we're still learning.
As it happens to be, this sheet right here was the sheet we finally put up on the wall instead of a green sheet, and that's why you can see through the eye patch. When I turned the cup a specific way, you could see through the cup, and my spyglass, because it has a black leather wrap on it, you could see through the spyglass. But that's the ghostly figure that is Captain Brooks. And he just might make a return someday.
Well, we've gotten a lot of requests, but thank you all of you for your wonderful comments and the likes, and we're glad you enjoyed that video. It took us a long time. That was actually several months in the making, and I had to learn how to use a green screen, and you getting permission for the background video, you know, with the ocean waves and stuff like that.
But let's just get real. As far as the words, what shall we do?
All him.
That came within a matter of 10 minutes, because it was just that easy. The rest of it was hard.
Yeah, putting it all together was a lot of work, but we're glad so many of you appreciate it and share it. We just wanted to give people a laugh this time of year, especially since the 1-year anniversary is coming up of that Thailand fiasco. So we wanted to do kind of like a remember type deal and just have some fun.
And in case none of you really caught it, just at that beginning of the first interlude, this one says, Captain, Thailand, straight ahead. That was her, but we actually wanted to keep that down a little low to give the appearance that she was up in the crow's nest shouting down. So that's why it's kind of low, and those of you that may not have picked it up, you might want to go back and listen to it again, because you'll hear her say...
Use earbuds.
Yeah. Captain, Thailand, straight ahead!
Yeah, I'm up in the crow's nest, so...
Yes, that's our excuse.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was fun. Yeah. And it took us 2 whole days just to edit it. So,
and work with the blue screen.
Yeah, but the good news is we had a bunch of sales on Etsy the past couple of weeks, since it's pre-Christmas and everybody's buying Christmas gifts. And so I bought a regular green what they actually call it a chroma green screen. And so we're looking forward to being able to do some videos, maybe put us in JW broadcast or in their videos or something. I mean, the potential is limitless now. We can put us in paradise.
I was just going to say that we could put ourselves in paradise and say, hey, Watchtower, we got there before you did.
Yeah, so we're going to have a lot of fun, and that's what we're all about, is having fun. But before we go any further, we wanted to thank all of you, for the cards, and I had to move them around, and gifts. Many of you have been so, generous, and we appreciate it. Someone from Australia sent us a box of Australian goodies, and I'm sorry I don't have those to show because they're pretty much gone now. I think he's got a half of a package of the Tim Tam.
Arr, you better be telling the truth, missy.
I know, we have way too much fun. So those goodies are pretty much gone, so that's why we don't have those to show.
Yes.
But we just wanted to show some of the gifts.
Over the years, we're going to do this over the years, just simply because, and if you're listening, Kim Silvio, you'll understand why when we Skyped last, I made the comments I made about the YouTube plaque congratulating you for getting 100,000 subscribers. You'll understand why I made the comments that I made, because what we have is more, I should say absolutely more valuable and full of love than any type of plaque that YouTube could ever give anybody congratulating them on getting 100,000 subscribers. So we just want to share this love with you, friends, because Kim and I have always acknowledged our subscribers and those that work with us behind the scenes to get things accomplished as it pertains to Watchtower, and also helping some of you friends wake up to a much higher level and recognizing who you really are, light bearers. And Kim and I have never ever been two people that have wanted the spotlight. We just started this channel to go after Watchtower, release some frustrations, and also call BS on some of their teachings, which now turned out to be a whole lot. But without you friends watching our videos, liking and subscribing, we would not be able to share what we're sharing with you friends today. And it's absolute love. And we just wanted to share this with you. And before we go any further, I just want to give a huge shout out to Atlantis, because Atlantis, my dear friend, you have absolutely been the driving force behind Kim and I. You have been the one. And I want everybody in this community to acknowledge, or at least to understand, that Kim and I know that we could not have done this without all of your help, but in particular Atlantis. And I also want to acknowledge the gift that he gave us. We don't have it here, but it's the Beast. If you go back on our channel, you will have heard us mention multiple times the Beast. That was a gift from Atlantis. So I just want to acknowledge that and let all of our new subscribers know that there is a lot of people behind us, behind the scenes, working to educate not only Jehovah's Witnesses, some ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, and lawyers and congressmen. Okay? So what we're about to show... Journalists, thank you. So what we're about to show, guys, is we want to share this love with everybody, because this really belongs to all of you, because we're just a couple of knuckleheads, conspiracy theorists in front of a screen. That's all we are.
And I want to mention that this is only a small portion of the gifts we have received. If you ever look at the shelves behind us, a lot of that stuff on the shelves is gifts from viewers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. And, you know, we've kept them all. And we appreciate, you know, the love and the support and the friendship and all of it. And that's what this video is about, is we want to thank all of you. We want to thank all of our viewers. We're about to hit 17 million, if I remember correctly, views on our channel. And this is our second channel.
Right.
You know, I don't know how many views we had on our first channel. So this is to thank all of you for a wonderful year. And we couldn't have done it without all of you. So we appreciate it.
It's actually a wonderful, what, 10 years, 11 years, something like that now?
Well, we started doing videos in September of 2013.
Yeah.
So 9
it's-
years.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
9 years. So we're going to show some of the gifts that we have received. This is actually a cross stitch, which I know, since I've been doing cross stitch, takes a tremendous amount of time, and I've got the sore thumbs to show it. Someone knew that Mike liked the Mountain Man thing, and it's got a lot of glare, but it's Jeremiah Johnson
Yeah.
in-
In the movie.
in the movie. Yep. I forget his name.
Robert Redford.
Robert Redford. There we go. How could I forget Robert Redford?
He's every woman's heartthrob. How could you forget that?
Someone did an original artwork for us, and what is so amazing about this is it's all little tiny dots.
Stippling.
Yeah, stippling.
Yes.
Yeah,
Imagine the amount of time
yeah,
that it took to do something like this. Look at the love.
yeah. And people have taken the time, you know, they found out I loved hummingbirds, so they take the time and money and effort to send all these beautiful gifts.
to look for this stuff.
I
And,
know.
and not only that, you know, being in that place and it's like, oh, I know somebody who would like that.
Gonna stab me with that, Captain
Arr!
Brooks.
That's how I ended up with an eye patch.
So, you know, we wanted to share all of this and to thank all of you. And imagine our surprise when we got a big package in the mail. Our mailman called us and he says, "Can you meet me at the mailbox?" Because our mailbox is about half a mile down the road. Because he says, "I have a package that's too large to go in the parcel box." And I mean, this brought tears to our eyes because it has our name cut into it. And like Mikey says, all these gifts that we have hanging on our walls and on our shelves, they mean so much more to us than a plaque from YouTube, because anybody can get subscribers and views. We've had computer experts that say, "Hey, do you want me to bump you up to 100,000 subscribers and, you know, a couple of more million views?" And we tell them no. No, we want to be honest and grow our channel organically. So we don't want to have fake viewers and fake subscribers, because this kind of gift means more to us than a plaque from YouTube. Let me zoom in so you can see it. Good thing we've got some bare walls.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
very
everyone.
much.
Thank you,
Yep.
everyone. We appreciate it.
And I know I'm a little hard to take, but yet there are a lot of friends that actually get what I'm doing and why I'm doing it in the way I do it.
Yeah.
Because when you're a light worker, everybody has their own style in helping to wake people up, helping people to see things, well, in a different light.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, you know, and I've mentioned this years ago, because when I first started, everybody, you know, "Oh, I'm having a hard time taking Mike. I just can't take that aggressive. He seems so angry." And way back then, I did a video explaining I'm using the same technique WWE does. These characters that they build and put in a ring that you absolutely hate, you actually love to hate them. You just can't wait till the next WWE, or in my case, Friday Night SmackDown, to have somebody pick up that mic and rattle off a dialogue that's unmatchable. And that's all this really is.
That's what that song was about.
That's what that song was about. Yeah. So, yeah.
Thanks a lot.
See, it's still stuck in our head. Well, it's even stuck in my head. I mean, I actually had dreams last night of...
The next episode of Captain Brooks?
Of lady boys and Toni Morris in a bed and a barrel full of bullshit.
And it's a shame that person turned off the video and didn't watch the end, because my personal opinion, the end is the best part, because he admits he's not a singer.
Can't sing. I mean, honestly, I'm going to let a little bit of the cat out of the bag. Several months ago, over the summer, while this one went shopping, this is embarrassing. This is why I don't take myself too seriously. I actually grabbed a plastic bucket and I put it in my forge, because I have a flute that directs all the smoke up and outside of the blacksmith shop. I actually sang that song inside of a bucket, and I'm here to tell you that sucked. Yeah. So, and I think we still have all that footage somewhere.
Possibly. And the bad thing about it is he did it perfectly. He was in time. He was in pitch. And unfortunately, that first take, and he did it on the first take. I mean, it was amazing, and it sounded great. And unfortunately, that is the one that we had done with the light green sheet, and it just didn't turn out.
Didn't work.
And I even tried taking the audio from that and putting it with the video, and it wasn't, there was no way to sync it up.
It didn't work.
And he said, I said, well, try to lip sync to this audio, because this audio is the best. And he just couldn't do that.
Couldn't do it.
So it is what it is. All I know is we had fun.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of frustration and a lot of hours, a lot of missed meals. But I think the way it turned out, it was worth it, because it's exactly the way we wanted it.
Yeah.
So hopefully there will be more Captain Brooks episodes, maybe some videos, some rants, because several of you said, we hope we see Captain Brooks again. And it's like, hopefully.
Yeah, but how do I sell Captain Brooks as an alter ego when I just let the cat out of the bag right now? My whole approach is an alter ego. That's why I said we're just the apostate you love to hate. It's just like that professional wrestler that grabs that mic. You hate him as a wrestler, but God, can that guy talk on the mic?
Exactly. So we'll see. But we are, we're not going away anytime soon. We're not retiring, because we have several videos in the making that now that we have put them on the shelf, we can get to making them. And if things work out, we are going to be doing a podcast this Saturday with Danny DeHeck. Many of you may remember him as the cyber warrior. He is the one that is exposing all the conspiracies with cryptocurrency. And we had read his article about exposing them on YouTube.
Right.
And I don't know all what we're going to be talking about. Hopefully we can find something to talk about, because I'm still looking for, that letter from Watchtower to the elders about the cryptocurrency. So anyway, we're going to be doing that this Saturday, December 17th.
Yeah, and we're going to record it, and then I'm not sure.
Now, I don't know if he's going to do a live stream or if he's going to edit it and put it up on his channel. But his channel actually is Danny space DE and then HEK.
I believe it is.
Yeah, Danny DeHeck.
Yeah.
And he's on Twitter also. And he's the one exposing all of this. And so hopefully we can find enough to talk about. And he is an ex-JW, so he
Yeah.
has that in common. So if nothing else, we'll just be complaining about Watchtower and mocking them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
But it's going to be
exactly.
fun. It's going to be fun.
Exactly.
Get some popcorn and join us.
Yes, yeah.
So.
So I guess anyhow, guys, thanks for indulging. Once again, much love back at everybody. And Kim and I recognize, without having an audience to view, whether you like them or not, whether you do like them, whether you want to put snarky remarks, hey, it's all good. Because it just shows the level of indoctrination that we've all been at.
Yeah.
And there are still some just waking up that still have that level of indoctrination. And it's absolutely based on fear. It's all based on fear. And light workers today are here to poke holes in that fear bubble.
Yeah.
And if you're paying any attention to some of the political rhetoric that's going on today with censoring and everything else, we're poking holes through that. Because it's the same mechanism cults, Christianity has used for thousands of years. It's the same mechanism. So, if you can, please help us poke holes through that fear bubble.
Yeah, because that is how they keep everybody under control and afraid. Because then you don't want to speak out. It's like, oh, what if I get banned? What if I get banned off of Twitter? What if I get banned off of YouTube?
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is you have to be fearless.
Yeah.
And there are so many light workers waking up. In fact,
Oh my goodness.
here, you keep them busy. I'm going to go find this video that we watched this morning. This guy, nothing to do with JWs or ex-JWs or anything, but this was amazing. Because this
Yeah,
guy is a light worker.
Yeah, I can tell you the name of the channel is Advanced, right?
Advancing.
Advancing.
I will put the link down below to his video because it said this is why they are so afraid of you.
Now, for you friends that have been with this channel for a number of years, you will have heard me say more than once, what we are doing with Watchtower is we are reversing the fear. Because see, the very thing that they fear is another person's human voice. A voice that has better reasoning ability
And no fear.
and no fear. And no fear at all. So if you guys spend 18 minutes or so listening to this friend, listen to his words very closely and you will see and you'll be able to spot another light worker. And look at what he's encouraging everybody to do. Kim and I have been doing this for 9-10 years now. So for us, this isn't anything new. But hearing this fellow do it, it's like, you see, Kim, the world is getting it.
Yeah, there's so many waking up. And this was so good. And so I hope you take the time to go watch his video. He's had 127,000 views in 2 weeks. And within just the first few minutes, we said, this guy is one of us.
This guy's one of us.
And that's the thing, is many of us are speaking out. And I remember saying in a video a long time ago that light always distinguishes dark.
Extinguishes dark.
Extinguishes dark.
Extinguishes dark.
Yeah, extinguishes dark. So light always destroys the dark. And Mike has mentioned that whatever is done in the dark will come to light. And I see this from a lot of fellow light workers. They will say the same thing. Jimmy Bell, he's always saying that on his show on Six Screens.
Infinite light.
Yeah, infinite light. We're all saying the same thing, that this truth, this light, will always expose the dark.
And what's really amazing about this, friends, I have no idea who this fellow is, but the very first couple of words that came out of his mouth, I paused it and I told Kim, I says, this guy's a light worker.
Yeah.
He gets it. He understands the control mechanism. And ultimately it goes to fear. That's why in his title, he says, this is why they are so afraid of you.
Yeah, yeah.
They're afraid of us, friends. And that's why I've said for 9 years, lose that fear. Shed that fear. And that fear is encapsulated every day in our lives. Every day. You hear the lame news networks, and they're just promulgating fear.
Yeah, all of them. All
Yeah.
of them. And there used to be some light worker channels on YouTube that we quit watching because they started getting into the fear mongers. See, the
Yeah.
problem is they started getting paid advertising
Right.
from these preppers and stuff like that. Well, when you start doing that, then you have to start putting out that fear
Catering to them.
to get people fearful so that they will buy these products. So, that's why we quit watching them. It's like, oh, wow, they used to be light workers saying, look, we need to evolve beyond this. And then they started do the fear mongering. It's like,
Yeah. I'm done.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we will not get a Patreon or a YouTube membership or subscription, whatever it's called,
No.
that new thing. YouTube keeps sending me things, start a membership subscription. And it's like, no, because then if someone gives you a huge donation, then you feel you owe them something, and we don't want to be owing anybody anything. Like somebody would send you money, and, oh, can you do this for me? No. We had that with someone in the past. They kept sending us money, and, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? No, we will
And
not
that-
be controlled that way.
And that person found out real quick, didn't he? Well, now that you brought this up, because I was going to put this in a separate video and entitle it, Why This Channel Will Never Get Patrons. Never. Just like the 501c3, you absolutely have someone else controlling you. And in Christianity, the state controls the corporation pretending to be a religion. Patrons will do the same thing. Now, what I was going to use as an example, I like watching another channel. It's called Duelist 1954, 1959. It's one of those gun channels, but most of the channel is dedicated to black powder firearms. And when you have patrons and you have a statement of what you're going to do, the service you will provide for the patron money, that is a legal and binding contract because money is exchanged. Let me repeat that. That is a legal contract and it's binding because money is exchanged. Okay? Now this fellow, he's a buckskinner like me. He goes to the Mountain Man rendezvous and he films himself shooting long range targets, walking through camps, looking at what traders have for sale. Well, because he has a written statement that he'll do X amount of things, well, something happened with one of his recordings and he couldn't do it. So a little bit of time elapsed, and instead of doing something with a black powder gun, he did it with a cartridge revolver. And it was interesting to watch that video and have him say in another video after that he lost a lot of patrons because it wasn't black powder shooting. He actually crossed the line to, make everybody happy that, oh, I got a video this week, I got a video this month. But the video was not in the content that was described in his patron statement. So he lost patrons because of that. And this is how frivolous some people get with this stuff, and or how controlling they want to get.
Well, a big thing is what's been going on in the XJW community this past year, because a certain somebody lost a lot of patrons and is still losing them, because in their statement on Patreon, they said that the money that he got from all of his patrons was going to be used for travel, equipment, and producing videos and documentaries and stuff. And then everybody found out that he's using it for dating young adults all over the world. So, you know, a lot of patrons were upset, like, wait a minute, you're using my money to travel to Thailand? So, you know, you can see that this causes a whole mess with Patreons.
See, and they have that legal right to
They
bitch.
have that legal
They have
right.
that legal right because money has been exchanged for a contract.
Especially when you have in your notice that this money will be used for my activism, equipment, travel, and stuff like that. Well, then if you use it for somebody else,
Well,
you can't just say, oh, well, it's my money, it's nobody's business.
And that's a breach of contract.
It's actually fraud.
It's
In this country, I've talked to lawyers, and even
Yeah.
in several other countries, in this country, that is viewed as fraud. And so when anybody has come to me complaining, I say, well, this is where you need to go to file a complaint. So before we go, we wanted to show some other things that we received that are so beautiful. There's no way we can unfold these. And so thank you very much, Tess. We appreciate it.
yes.
I mean, it's so
Yes.
cute.
Is a money bill folded into the shape of a heart.
Origami.
Yeah, origamis.
Yeah, origamis. A little heart and a little shirt and tie.
And these have more value than unfolding them
Yeah.
and spending them.
This particular one we've had for, yes, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that one.
This one we've had for years, and we can't unfold it and spend it because it's just so adorable. And I mean, the time that she took to make all of these.
Yes.
See, and that's what we're trying to, you know, express. You know, sometimes we don't express ourselves for
Well, how-
our true feelings, but I mean, how do you put into words,
Yeah.
you know, the love that someone took the time and effort to go through this?
How do you tell your patrons that I unfolded this and I took a trip to Thailand?
You can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Or, you know, how are these things less valuable than a YouTube plaque?
They're more valuable.
They're more valuable.
They're more valuable because it tells us that somebody took the time and effort,
Yep.
and the monetary value, you know, that doesn't matter. But just that somebody took the time and effort
The
to
artwork.
Yeah, it's art. It's
Yeah.
art. So,
Yeah. Thank you.
my goodness. My goodness.
Yep. So, we want to wrap this up.
Yeah, because we're just going on and on rambling. So, we send love to all of you, and to all of you who've been sending me your puppy pictures. We thank you very much. You know, beautiful dogs. Beautiful
Yes.
dogs. Our two are outside in their pen because they were just terrors this morning and just into everything.
You're just as bad as a 2-year-old, huh?
Yeah, it's like having a 2-year-old all over again, except there's two of them. I don't know how parents do it with twins. Well, of course, they're worse than babies, because at least babies, you can put them in like a little seat or
Or a playpen.
playpen or something. Not these guys.
Yeah,
Not
you don't.
these guys.
You don't have to sit and think. "Man, my child's awful quiet. What is he into?" No, you know the puppies are awful quiet. What are they into? And then you walk into a room and it's like, oh, they've drug everything off the bottom shelf.
They're like little kleptomaniacs grabbing everything and taking to their bed in the living room. It's like, my goodness. And it's like, okay, now what happened to the remote? Okay, go look at their little bed. There's the remote.
Yeah, along with a pair of dedicated house slippers that I'll never wear again.
Yep. Yep. So, thank you for the love.
Thank you,
We
friends.
appreciate it.
Thank you a
And
lot.
your
Appreciate
continued support of this channel. And I'm talking about with love and comments and stuff like that. Because it's not monetary that means,
No.
that much to us. Because we do this, it's a work of love.
Well, the greatest thing, friends, is you finding your freedom
Yeah.
so that you can do what I do and claim that you are a free, sovereign spirit.
And if you go watch this advancing channel, that's basically what he is saying also. And that's why we recognize right away
Yeah.
that he was a light worker also, that he has volunteered to do this.
Yeah.
And we're thinking of doing a video that really has nothing to do with JWism or Watchtower or anything like that. But it's just an experience, some experiences we had this past summer. For any of you who know about the QHHT hypnotism therapy sessions, our entire family went and did those, and some interesting things came out. And Mike has mentioned in other videos, we have many things to tell you, but many of you aren't quite ready for it.
You're not ready for it.
But-
Some of you are not.
But there is something. I had a very nice email from Eric this morning, and there's something I want to share not only with Eric but with all of you that was very strange, and it took me a few days to kind of wrap my mind around what had happened. And it's just really interesting, the whole experience. And so we want to share a little bit of that with all of you later.
Yes.
I just have a lot of hours of recording to go through because it was a long session. It was over 2.5 hours, so that's a lot to go through. So anyway, love and light, and you all have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.